Three witches, strange, unsettling figures, appear on a barren heath. They speak in riddles, finishing each other's sentences in a rhythmic chant, signaling supernatural influence. When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? They agreed to meet after the battle, specifically to confront Macbeth. This brief scene establishes the world is out of balance. The witches already know Macbeth's fate. Fate and free will battle throughout the play. They vanish into the mist. The tone of the entire tragedy is officially set.
King Duncan and his nobles receive news of the rebellion against Scotland. A severely wounded captain, bleeding heavily but still loyal, describes Macbeth's bravery. Macbeth carved his passage through enemy soldiers like a war machine. He personally kills the traitor MacDonald, slicing him from navel to jaw. He stands fearless against the Norwegian invasion. Duncan rewards Macbeth's loyalty by stripping the traitor Thane of Cawdor's title and giving it to Macbeth. This sets up the dramatic irony. Macbeth doesn't know he's already receiving a prophecy's fulfillment.
The witches return as Macbeth and Banquo walk through fog. The witches greet Macbeth with three shocking titles. Thane of Glamis, true. Thane of Cawdor, not yet true. Future king, impossible. Or is it? Banquo gets a paradox. He will father kings, but will not be one. The witches disappear just as suddenly as they arrived. Moments later, Ross and Angus arrive to inform Macbeth he has indeed been named Thane of Cawdor. This moment plants the seed of ambition. Macbeth begins imagining the crown. Dangerous thoughts that scare him.
Duncan greets Macbeth warmly and publicly thanks him, but he announces his son Malcolm as the next king, Prince of Cumberland. Macbeth's face is calm, but his inner monologue is dark. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my blackened deep desires. The ambition is now fully awake.
Lady Macbeth reads Macbeth's letter describing the witches. She instantly understands the implications. Macbeth wants greatness, but he is too full of the milk of human kindness to take it violently. She calls upon dark spirits to strip her of femininity and compassion. Unsex me here. She becomes the mastermind behind the coming murder. When Macbeth arrives, she tells him, Duncan must be murdered tonight.
Duncan arrives at Inverness. Lady Macbeth receives him with false warmth. Irony fills the scene. Duncan calls the castle pleasant, unaware he walks into his death trap. Macbeth, alone, debates the murder. Duncan is a good and virtuous king. Macbeth is Duncan's kinsman and his host. Killing him will invite justice and chaos. He decides, we will proceed no further in this business. But Lady Macbeth destroys his hesitation. She calls him a coward. She questions his manhood. She reminds him of his desire for the crown. Under her emotional and psychological attack, Macbeth breaks. He agrees to kill Duncan. The plan? Drug the guards, kill Duncan, smear blood on guards, blame them.
It is midnight. Banquo and his son Fleance wander uneasily, sensing something is wrong. Macbeth arrives. They discuss the witches briefly. As Macbeth walks toward Duncan's chamber, he hallucinates a floating dagger pointing the way, dripping with blood. This symbolizes his inner conflict, the supernatural pulling him toward murder.
his mind breaking under ambition. He moves forward, whispering, "I go, and it is done." Lady Macbeth waits anxiously, hearing every sound. Macbeth returns, shaking and horrified. He heard voices saying, "Sleep no more." He still holds the daggers. He feels he will never be clean again. Lady Macbeth, cold and fearless, takes charge. "My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white." She places the daggers on the sleeping guards. Knocking echoes through the castle, symbol of judgment and guilt. The drunken porter opens the gate, comic relief. Macduff enters Duncan's room and runs out horrified. "Oh, horror! Horror! Horror!" Panic erupts. Macbeth kills the guards, pretending anger. Lady Macbeth faints, likely staged. Malcolm and Donalbain flee, fearing assassination. Their flight makes them suspects.
A conversation between Ross and an old man reveals unnatural signs. Daylight turned dark, a falcon killed by a mousing owl, Duncan's horses turned wild and cannibalistic. The world is reacting to Duncan's murder. Macbeth is crowned king. Now king, Macbeth fears Banquo because Banquo witnessed the prophecy. Banquo is brave, wise, and unpredictable. The witches promised kings to Banquo's lineage. Macbeth hires 3 murderers to kill both Banquo and Fleance. Lady Macbeth feels insecure and restless. Macbeth hints at a dark act that will happen at night, but refuses to reveal the details. This marks the shift. Macbeth now plans murders without her influence. Banquo and Fleance walk through the forest. Murderers ambush them. Banquo is stabbed repeatedly. Fleance escapes into the darkness. The prophecy continues to haunt Macbeth. Macbeth hosts a grand feast to show his stability as king. Suddenly, Banquo's ghost, bloody and silent, appears in Macbeth's chair. Only Macbeth sees the ghost. He breaks down in front of the nobles. Lady Macbeth tries desperately to restore order. This scene proves Macbeth is no longer in control. Guilt is destroying him. The nobles begin suspecting him. Hecate, goddess of witchcraft, scolds the witches for helping Macbeth without her. She plans to give Macbeth false visions to lure him deeper into destruction. Lennox and a lord subtly discuss Macbeth's tyranny. The deaths of Duncan and Banquo are suspicious. Macduff has gone to England to join Malcolm. Forces are preparing to overthrow Macbeth. The rebellion begins.
Macbeth visits the witches, demanding answers. They conjure 3 apparitions. 1, armed head, "Beware Macduff." 2, bloody child, "No man born of woman shall harm Macbeth." Macbeth interprets this as total invincibility. 3, crowned child with a tree. "Macbeth will not be defeated until Birnam Wood moves to Dunsinane." Macbeth thinks this is impossible. Then he sees 8 kings, all descendants of Banquo. His fate is sealed. At Macduff's home, Lady Macduff complains her husband has left them. Her young son gives clever, adorable replies. Murderers burst in. The boy is stabbed brutally. Lady Macduff runs, screaming, before being killed off stage. This is Macbeth's lowest act of cruelty. In England, Malcolm tests Macduff by pretending to be lustful, greedy, and cruel. When Macduff cries for Scotland's future, Malcolm trusts him. Ross arrives and hesitates to speak. Finally, he delivers the devastating news. Macduff's entire family is dead. Macduff, shattered, vows, "Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself."
Lady Macbeth sleepwalks, holding a candle. She rubs her hands constantly, whispering, "Out, damned spot." She relives every murder. Her guilt has driven her insane. Scottish nobles join Malcolm's army. To disguise their numbers, Malcolm orders each soldier cut a branch from Birnam wood. From a distance, it looks like the forest is moving. Prophecy fulfilled. Macbeth hears Lady Macbeth has died, likely suicide. He gives the famous nihilistic speech, "Life's but a walking shadow." A messenger reports that Birnam wood is moving. Macbeth understands the deception too late. Still, he puts on armor and prepares for battle. Macduff confronts Macbeth. Macbeth boasts that he cannot be killed by any man born of woman. Macduff reveals he was born by C-section, untimely ripped. Macbeth realizes he has been tricked. Despite fear, he fights. Macduff kills him and carries his head to the battlefield. Malcolm is proclaimed King of Scotland. Order is restored. The tyranny of Macbeth ends.